Yes, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So in the last class, we discussed a regression. Yeah. So we discussed what is regression. After that, we discussed how we interlinked regression with the interpolation and then the extrapolation. We discussed the type of the regression. Like if we are having one feature, then we call it simple regression. If we are having a two or more than two feature, we call it a multiple regression. And we also discussed a linear regression. That means we are fitting a linear line for one data point, it is linear line. For two data point, it is a plane, and for more data points, maybe the other thing. But the equation will be the linear. Okay. I also give you the examples like a logistic regression, ridge regression, Lasso, polynomial is this, Bayesian linear regression. Okay. Now today we and I show you how linear regression works. Okay, so the mathematical definition of the linear regression. Okay. Now I am going to prove. Okay, the formula. मतलब see, if we are talking about, so we are starting from here. ठीक है? So linear regression for 2D line, for one data point, it is a line. ठीक है? Multiple, yeah. So
Sir,
do you remember? Yeah, yes.
your screen is not visible.
Oh, sorry. Now it is visible.
Yes.
Okay. So we discussed these things. Okay. Um, we discussed this regression. Okay. Some examples. Okay. The definition of the regression, regression and interpolation, regression and extrapolation. A simple regression, that means only one feature. A multiple regression, that means two or more than two features. And a linear regression, that means y equals to mx plus c if there is only one feature, or if there are two features, then you can have y equals to a1x plus a1x1 plus a2x2 plus b. If we are having three features, I can write here y equals to a1x1 plus a2x2 plus like this. Okay, and that means these are the features. This is one feature, two features, three features, and so on. So an xn plus b. Okay, so if this is for linear regression only, and first feature, second feature, third features, and so on. But I gave you the example for only the one feature y equals to mx plus c, because we can visualize it is a line. Okay, and for two features, it will be the 3D, so that means it will be the plane. Okay, for more features, it is difficult to visualize. Okay, other types of regression are logistic regression. Okay, ridge regression, lasso I have shown you in a research paper the equation for the lasso. Okay. Logistic we will discuss in our lectures how it will be used, and we discuss the polynomial regression as well. If we are having some data points and the linear regression is not fitting our data points, then there may be the possibilities of polynomial curve fitting. So like y equals to a x to the power n plus b x to the power n minus 1 and so on. And then base. So these things we discussed. After that, I gave you the mathematical definition, like we are having x1, y1, x2, y2. These are the data points, and we are going to fit a function f equals to y equals to mx plus c, such that the difference between the actual y value and the predicted y value, such that the difference, or you can say the loss between the actual and the predicted y value will be minimum. Okay, so using that concept minimum, we are going to find the value of m and c. Okay, in the lab, if you remember, using the Python library, we use this linear regression, and I have shown you the value of m and c. But now, since you are learning data science, so you must know the mathematics behind it, because if you will appear in some exam, so interview generally ask okay, how linear regression works. So generally we have the just knowledge like Python library is there and we can use that, but we should at least familiar with the background of this. Okay, so what is the things here is that we are having data points x1 y1 x2 y2 x3 y3 up to n. Okay, so y equals to mx plus c means this is the predicted value, and the given y1 y2 y3 are the actual values. Okay, so we are going to find m and c such that the this loss, that means this is the actual value, this highlighted one, and this is the predicted value, this f of x, this will be minimum. Okay, so we are going to prove that formula. Is it okay? You can say this is the error. So we are going to find m and c such that the loss function will be minimum. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, okay, so we are driving here that things. Okay, so see this one, what does it means? This is the predicted and this is the actual. Yes or no? This is the predicted one and this is the actual one. Okay, so here we are going to use the least mean square error. Least mean square error. So instead of using this difference, we will use the square of this difference. If you remember, I have shown you in the lab that the linear regression will fit the model in such that it will minimize the mean square error. Those who were in the lab, they might know, I think. Okay. So we are going to find M and C such that we are going to minimize this error, this y cap minus y square of this, and summation from I equals to 1 to n, where n are the number of data points, or you can say this. So n will be this first one, second, third, fourth, n. Okay, this is y1, this is y2, this is y3 up to yn. These are the given values, or these are the predicted one. Clear? So this is okay. Now I am going to show you how M and C B will calculate. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now just tell me the condition. Just tell me the condition for minima, for minimum value. Tell me the condition for the minimum value. Just tell me the condition for the minimum value. No, no response. Please.
Sir, greater than 0.
Oh, greater than 0. No. See, can we write this? Okay. The condition is del S upon del A is equals to 0 and del S upon del B, sorry, A, B, ne, M and C, because here we use M and C. Okay. Del S upon del C is equals to 0 and del S upon del M is equals to 0. Do you remember if you studied calculus? No problem.
No.
These are the two conditions here for minimum. देखो, for a function to be minimum or maximum, their differentiation should be 0. Their differentiation should be 0. So we will find the differentiation and we will, I think you are having a subject mathematics of data science.
No, sir.
In the second semester you were having any subject
Yes,
related
sir.
to mathematics?
Yes, sir. We had mathematics as a subject, but not for like specifically data science.
अच्छा अच्छा, okay. So if it is not familiar then we can skip अगर it is difficult for you.
Sir,
Just
we have to
it is
remember
just,
these conditions, right?
sorry, it
We
is
have to.
just a, yes, we have to drive this. It will be simple. It will be simple, no problem. But you just need to know the differentiation. So I just want to know whether you know the differentiation or not.
सर अगर शॉर्ट में थोड़ा रिवाइज करवा दीजिएगा तो सही रहेगा.
जैसे कि देखो डिफरेंशिएशन में क्या होता है, सी देखो, first thing the condition for a maxima or minima is their differentiation should be 0. The differentiation should be 0. Differentiation क्या होता था, if you remember, if we are having suppose fx is equals to x square, then differentiation of f of x with respect to x is equals to suppose this x to the power n, this is x to the power n, so it is n into x to the power n minus 1.
ओके सर.
अब याद आया?
यस.
Do you remember this? If it is difficult to you then we can skip. नहीं तो ऐसा ना हो कि if you will feel difficult. So I can directly write the formulas for m and c.
सर बाकी जैसा बाकी लोग कहेंगे वह कर लेंगे
Okay,
मेजॉरिटी
so
जैसा.
others please let me know, Sib and Subhagya and Dars. uh, Directly you need direct formula or you need the mathematics behind that? Please respond.
सर आई थिंक वी कैन गो विद द फॉर्म.
Direct formula, okay, so I will write the direct formula, yeah, okay. ठीक है, okay. Okay, so the direct formula for this is this. I am going to write it. Okay. Okay, there are multiple formulas for this. So I am writing the simplest one. So we are okay. Okay, keep it. Yeah. Now we can write using the arrow, the M and C are okay. So the formula is for First one is the M and second one is the C. So do you know what is convolution and what is variance? Do you know what is convolution and what is variance?
Sir, we know about variance.
Okay, okay, I will tell you the covariance when we will have some examples of this. Okay? So the formula for this is, okay, we are taking y equals to mx plus c. So first we will write the c. So sorry, m is equals to covariance of x comma y divided by variance of x. This will be your m. This will be your m. Okay? So if someone asks you how this derived, just tell me. We need to minimize the sum of a square between the predicted and the actual y values. And for minimizing, we need to do the differentiation of that function with respect to m and c 0, and then we have this formula. Okay, so this is for b equals to, okay, and for c equals to what we can write, y equals to mx plus c. So c is equals to y minus mx, because m we have already derived. So using this we will derive this c1. So these are the two formulas. Okay, I will tell you covariance, you already know. Variance I will tell you how to calculate variance. Okay, so this is okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so just give me 1 minute. I'm showing you examples. Okay. So suppose you are having this kind of data, like a patient is giving a dried feed containing a particular chemical and its concentration in the blood. This data, X values and this Y values. Okay. This X values and this Y values, and it is given that there is a linear relationship between them. There is a linear relationship between them. Okay? So if you remember from the class, if from the lab, last lab, in the last lab, if we have taken some random values, okay, and using some random values and using the Python library, we fit our linear model, and using that linear model, we predicted the y values whose y value is not given but x values is given. Do you remember that example in the lab?
Yes.
है ना? So देखो अब ये same question is there. Suppose same question, x values and y values. ठीक है, what we are going to do, we are going to fit our linear models. That means we are going to find m and c. ठीक है, and then using that m and c we will find the concentration at the time 3.5 hour. That means in between them. ठीक है, we can also find the concentration at 7 hour, at 8 hour, at 9 hour. ठीक है, so this is interpolation or extrapolation. Recall from the last class, interpolation means we are going to find the missing values between the data points, between the range of the data point, है ना, and if it is outside the range it is related to the extrapolation. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
है ना, ठीक है. So देखो, we are going to solve this. See, so this suppose there is a linear relationship here. So y equals to, you can say mx plus c. This is m and this is m and this is c, m and c. So what is the formula for m? Covariance between x and y divided by variance of x. And what will be the formula for c? this one. These two formulas just I have written in our notes. Clear? Now what is covariance? This is the formula for the covariance. Clear?
Yes, sir.
You know, so we can write that formula in the notes as well if you need. Okay. So covariance is this. Covariance of x comma y is equals to summation I equals to 1 to n x minus x var होगा I think. Yes, xi minus x var. X var means the average. ठीक है, and yi minus y bar divided by n minus 1. ठीक है, clear this one?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, ये I है ये यहाँ. ठीक है, this is I, this is I. ठीक है, okay, and variance is this. वेरिएंस तो ऐसे पता होगा, x माइनस एक्स बार डिवाइड बाई n माइनस 1. तो समीशन I इक्वल्स टू 1 to n xi माइनस x बार डिवाइड बाई n माइनस 1. ठीक है, सो दिस सॉरी यहाँ पे स्क्वायर होता है. सो दिस इज योर वेरिएंस. ठीक है, सो वी जस्ट प्लग ऑल दीज थिंग्स and we will find the m and we will find the c and then we will solve our problems. Clear? So this is linear regression. This is okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you want to see one example?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, one example. See the examples here. So I will copy my question here. Okay. Just copy here and we will write the. So this is the example here. We can delete that. Okay, this is the example here. Can you please solve this example? Try to solve it. X is given, y is given. We need to, and it is given that a linear relationship is there. So try to solve this. Okay. A patient is given a dried feed containing a particular chemical, its composition. So don't confuse the language. Just see, this is the X value. Okay. This is the Y value. Okay. The linear relationship, that means a linear regression. Okay. Concentration is dependent. Concentration is dependent. Dependent is always Y value. Independent is always the X values. Okay. Doctor wish to estimate the concentration at 3.5 hour, that means in between them. Clear? So solution, what will be the solution here? Y cap is equals to mx plus c. Okay. What will be the value of m? Covariance of x comma y divided by variance of x. Okay. So how we will solve this?
Sir, first we'll take in X 3 and in Y 6.5.
Yeah, so we will take x and first we will find x var. What will be the x var? So how many values of x are there? पहले क्या है?
3 है शायद.
Okay, see क्वेश्चन देख लेते हैं. Okay, 0 1 2 0 से लेके 6 तक है ना?
Yes, sir.
है ना? So it is 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 upon 7. 7 values are there, so it is 7. ठीक है, so कितना होगा ये 21/7 आई थिंक 3.5 आएगा ये 3.5 clear. So this is your x bar. Now next one is the covariance. ठीक है, so covariance of x comma y is equals to summation I equals to 1 to n xi minus x bar, और अच्छा y bar भी we need to calculate y minus y bar divided by n minus 1. So xi yi's are given, that means x1 x2 y1 y2 and so on. X bar we have already calculated, y bar we need to calculate. So we will calculate the y bar then. So what will be the y bar? Y bar will be the y1 plus y2 up to yn divided by n. So कितना होगा ये y कितना दिया हमारा? Okay, y is given 2.4 plus 4.3, 2.4 plus 4.3 divided by n. So how much this? How much? Hello?
Sir, we need to calculate all the values of y in it, right? Or just
See, okay. See, in the formula, देखो, m is equals to convolution of x comma y divided by variance of x. ठीक है? So what is the formula for covariance of x? Covariance of x is summation I equals to 1 to n xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar divided by n minus 1. Okay? So we need to calculate this x bar, we will need to calculate the y bar as well. X bar is what? The mean value of x, and y bar will be the mean value of y.
yes, sir. But sir, the values of y are not visible, so we cannot calculate it. Right?
Yeah, these are the y values.
Okay, sir. Just
Right?
I'll calculate it.
Yeah, just calculate.
Sir, it's 7.5.
Okay, I just cross check करता हूँ मैं. So 7 point, ये 1.65 आ रहा है. नहीं, sorry. Okay. 7.5, हाँ, yes, 7.5. ये ठीक है. ये हमारा 3 आ रहा है, मैंने 3.5 लिख दिया. इट इज 3. ठीक है, और ये आपका आ रहा है कितना
7.514 है.
7.514. ठीक है, बस ओके फाइन. ठीक है, नाउ वी विल कैलकुलेट कोवेरियंस ऑफ x कॉमा y. ठीक है, सो I इक्वल्स टू 1 to n, the n is equals to 7 here. Xi minus x bar we already know, it is 3 I think है ना, and yi minus y bar is 7.154 divided by n minus 1, that is 6. ठीक है, और यहाँ पे कितना हो गया ये 7. बस, so we need to calculate this next. Just calculate it.
सर x की वैल्यू 3 थी ना,
हाँ, x की वैल्यू 3 है.
तो फिर तो ऊपर 0 हो जाएगा फिर कोवेरियंस तो फिर.
हाँ, हो जाने तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, करो आप ट्राई करो. x bar is 3, y bar is 7.154. ठीक है, covariance is this. ठीक है, just calculate it. So we will calculate this. So it will be first क्या था हमारा, 0 था ना, 0 minus 3, और y की वैल्यू कितनी थी,
2.4
2.4 minus 7.514 प्लस फिर हमारा 1 था, x की वैल्यू 1 minus 3, और फिर y की वैल्यू जो भी थी कितनी थी, y की वैल्यू थी 4.3, तो 4.3 minus 7.514 एंड सो ऑन. ठीक है, डिवाइड बाय 6. क्लियर. सो जस्ट सॉल्व इट. कितना आता है, कोवेरियंस कितना आ रहा है, I think it will be 7.37. Just cross check. Covariance x comma y. ठीक है, clear.
Yes.
Okay, now variance of x is equals to, okay, some I equals to 1 to n, I equals to 1 to 7. ठीक है, एक्स आई माइनस एक्स बार का स्क्वायर डिवाइड बाई 6. ठीक है, इसको सॉल्व करेंगे तो इट इज़ 0 माइनस 3 का स्क्वायर प्लस 1 माइनस 3 का स्क्वायर. ठीक है, डिवाइड बाई 6, तो कितना आ रहा है ये, वेरिएंस आपका आएगा 4.67. जस्ट क्रॉस चेक दीज टू. ठीक है, क्लियर. So just take a 2-minute break and just ask me your doubts. Ask
Sir,
your
is there
doubt.
like a short formula for calculating covariance and variance? Because if large numbers are there, then this will take a lot of time.
Yeah. So that's why in the numerical we generally use a small data set because it is very difficult to solve. But it will take too much time. So that's why I told you most of the time we will use the Python library. We are not going to write our own derivation. See, in the Python itself, the library is there to calculate the covariance and variance. But the numerical, we need to use this formula.
Okay, sir.
है ना? Actually, if you see the other resources, they have instead of the covariance, they have written something else. But if we will further extend the solution, we will find this covariance in the formula. That is the easiest one that I have written to you. Otherwise, it will be little bit different. If we will write in term of the multiplication of some x and y, so that calculation will be more difficult.
Yes.
ठीक है, जनरली क्या होता है कि वी हैव द डेटा इन आवर एक्सेल शीट, तो एक्सेल शीट में डायरेक्टली वी हैव द फॉर्मूला टू कैलकुलेट द कोवेरियंस एक्चुअली. ठीक, okay, so I'm just recalling once again what we were discussing. We were discussing the linear regression. ठीक है, I'm going to type the formula for finding the parameter for that will fit our model, linear model. So parameter क्या है हमारे, our parameters are the m and c, because we are assuming our linear model is y equals to mx plus c. So our goal is to find the m and c. ठीक है, so how we will find the m and c, we will minimize the difference between the actual value and the predicted value. So we will minimize the sum of square of the error, sum of square of error, and error is the difference between the actual and the predicted value. This one, this is the actual value and this is the predicted value, the square of them, then summation of them. So whenever we will minimize this using the calculus, we will have m and c. So this will be your m value, that means covariance of x comma y divided by variance of x, and c is equals to y minus m into x, or m we have already derived. ठीक है, so these are our m and c values. book में क्या लिखा होगा, book में they instead of m they have written beta, instead of c they have written c. ठीक है, but I just correlate with the basic mathematics that we studied in the 9th and 10th, that's why I have written m and c, that doesn't matter. ठीक है, now we were solving for a question. So covariance is equals to this. Covariance between x and y is equals to summation I equals to 1 to n xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar divided by n minus 1. Keep in mind, when you search internet, you will have in the denominator n itself. Instead of n minus 1, they may have n. Okay? So you can find why they have written n. There is a difference. Okay? So covariance is equals to this, variance is equals to this, where x bar is equals to mean value of x, y bar is equals to mean value of y. So these are the formulas. Okay? We were discussing a small example here. So I have taken some data. These are x values, these are y values. Okay? In the question, it is given that linear relationship. Linear relationship means y is equals to mx plus c. Okay? So, and we need to find the y value for x equals to 3.5. Okay? So, since it is a linear relationship, we will find x bar. ठीक है, मैंने कहीं यहाँ पे स्पेस दे दिया, शायद इस वजह से प्रॉब्लम हो गई. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
है ना, ठीक है. So we calculate the x bar here. We calculated what happened, I think internet. So we calculated x bar, we calculated y bar, then we calculated covariance, then we calculated variance. Hello?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
So we calculated covariance, we calculated variance, and then we will calculate what value of m is and then what value of c. So what will be our m? M is equals to covariance डिवाइड बाई वेरियंस. ठीक है, सो कोवेरियंस कितना था हमारा, इट वाज आई थिंक 7.37, 7.37 and variance 4.67. So what will be the final answer?
Sir, 1.57.
Okay, so m is equals to 1.57 and c is equals to, okay, c is equals to, that is the question, what will be the c value. So c is equals to 1 point, ये 1.57 आ रहा है, 65 आ रहा है.
Sir, 1.5 आ रहा है.
7.37 divided by 4.67, let me check. Okay, in my solution it is written, okay, calculator, yeah, 7.37 divided by 4.67, it is 1.57 आ रहा है ना. Yeah, ठीक है, and then we will use this formula. ठीक है, so what will be our c value, y minus mx, so we will use y bar m bar. ठीक है, so what will be our y bar, कितना था हमारा, y bar था हमारा 7.514 है ना. 7.514 minus 1.57 into ये 3. तो just calculate C value. 2.8 I think.
Yes.
2.804. ठीक है, क्रॉस चेक करते हैं. हाँ, थोड़ा मेरा इन द कैलकुलेशन ऑफ बीटा आई डिड सम मिस्टेक. ओके, ठीक है. 1.5, that's fine. Okay, so that was here. Now we will calculate what? uh, y at x equals to 3.5 is equals to mx plus c. x value कितनी है? 3.5 plus c is 2.804. Just calculate this. 1.57 into 3.5 plus 2.804. So it is 8.299. 0.299. Clear?
Yes.
Now see, it is in between this. Yes or no?
Yes.
है ना? एक चीज और कर सकते हैं. कैन बी ट्राई टू फाइंड. सॉरी. Okay. Okay, so now we can try to find this y at x equals to 3. This will be our answer. ठीक है, ये हमारा आंसर है. 1.57 into 3 plus 2.804. कितना आएगा ये? How much?
Sir, 7.51.
Yes, yes, yes. So see, this is 7.514. Now see the difference here. This is a what? This is predicted. Yes or no?
Yes.
At x equals to 3, it is predicted. It is predicted. And actual actual was at 3,
6.49.
6.9, 6.9. Okay, so
तो सर उतना एरर हो जाएगा फिर.
that, yes, that was the error here. At x equals to 3, 6.9 actual. ठीक है, so that's I want to show. Or from the where this error arrived, because we assumed that, oh sorry, because we assume that this formula y equals to mx plus c. So suppose mm, mm, we were having this, suppose 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. ठीक है, and what were the y values? Just check. I will check from here. क्या थी y values? 2.4, 4.3. So 2.4. It might be 2.4 might be there. 4.3, this is 3, this is 4, 4.3 might be there. उसके बाद I think 5 है ना?
Yes.
5 है. ठीक है. Okay, after that it is 6.9, 9.1. Okay. थोड़ा बड़ा ग्राफ बनाना था. 6.9 होगा at this. But we derived y equals to mx plus c, और m हमारा कितना है? 1.57. x plus c is 2.8. तो जो हमारा जो आंसर आ रहा है वो समथिंग लाइक इस तरह से लाइन होगी मे बी, है ना? ये सुनो,
Yes, sir.
y equals to mx plus c. So this will be the error. Sorry. Clear?
सर इस लाइन के नीचे भी एरर आ सकता है ना?
हाँ नीचे, yes yes, it can be below that.
ओके सर.
Okay. So this was the linear regression. ठीक है, I didn't drive the formula because you told me to skip this. ठीक है, so next we will discuss the classification. So till now, any question? Anything you want to ask?
No sir, after
ठीक
this
है,
example the graph is also clear.
yeah. Just let me clear one thing. Uh, in this lab, if you remember, okay, in the last lab, I have shown you this example. So we have taken this x values. If you remember from the lab, we have taken this x values, we have taken this y values. Okay, and using the Python library, linear regression in the Python library, we fit this model. Okay, after fitting this model, we predicted y values for the same x values, for same x values, just like abhi we did y equals to at x equals to 3 we find. Okay, so on the same x value we predicted the y value and we see the differences. ये जो these are the predicted values and these are the actual values. So do you remember from the lab example?
Yes.
Yeah, so the same thing we did using the Python library, but this time we were using our own calculation. Okay, that means the M and C. And if you remember, we also calculated the M here and the C here as well. This M x plus C. And this was the error. For first point, this was the error. For the second point, for third point, this was the error. For fourth and for fifth. So the same question you can do with the Python as well that we did here. Okay, is it fine?
Yes sir.
Just give me 1 minute. Okay, कहाँ गया स्मॉल डेटा सेट. ठीक है, क्या था यहाँ पे 0 1 2 3 4 5, ओके 6 था, है ना? और y वैल्यूज क्या थी हमारी? Just a minute, just plug in and see these are the y values. ओके, तो क्या है ये? इट इज 2.4, 4.3, 5.0, 6.9, 11.1 एंड 13.5. सारी वैल्यू उन्होंने लिख ली है, जस्ट क्रॉस चेक. 1 2 3 4 5 6 कुछ मिस है.
Sir 9.
5 ये 6.9, 11, 13, 9.1 मिस है ना, 6.9.1. ठीक है, जस्ट क्रॉस चेक दिस. ओके, अच्छा इसको यहाँ से, ठीक है 777, ओके फाइन. इसको रन करते हैं, इसको रन करते हैं. कहाँ पर हो गया? सी 1.84 हमारा कितना आ रहा था? 1.84. ओके, कैलकुलेशन 1. कैलकुलेशन आप एक बार क्रॉस चेक कर लेना, ठीक है। सो वी वर हैविंग, सॉरी सॉरी,
1.57 था शायद।
तो वही मैं कह रहा हूँ, एक बार क्रॉस चेक कर लेना कैलकुलेशन, क्योंकि when I solved this at my home I were having something else, so just cross check कर लेना calculation, ठीक है। in my case I were having this solution actually, ठीक है। so I just want to show nothing else, nothing special, ठीक है। clear है this?
Yes.
okay, so okay fine, then we will meet in the next class.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So I will give you some
Thank you.
exam